everybody. My name is Lavenna Johansson, and this is the February installment of 12 months of practicing. This month was really difficult in comparison to January. It was really busy. It was a lot busier than January. It was difficult to even find the energy to try to go by my own advice, which is to just do a little because a little is better than nothing. I did my best, but sometimes I just didn't have the energy. I had a lot more gigs in February than I did in January, and it was a lot more unpredictable of a schedule. January was pretty regular. This month had a lot of long drives. They wear me out. I give myself a hard time for not having the stamina for just doing it all, but we all do that, I think. I felt a lot of exhaustion. I'm tired right now. I went into making this video feeling like there wasn't much to be proud of, but that's actually not the case, because the good thing about doing this project is that it made me keep going even when I was discouraged, which I don't think I would have done. And in fact, I know I didn't do last year, for example. It's hard for me to keep going always, and especially if I have lots of days in a row that I haven't been able to practice for one reason or another. It's a lot easier to just tack another day on than to rev myself up to get started again. I think this is true with anything that you try to do and you want to do it and you feel a lot of pressure, whether it's inward or outward pressure, to do the thing. And then if you don't do it, you're like, well, why should I keep going? I'm already failing, which is that's not helpful, because then you just keep not doing it and then you keep not getting better at it, or, I'm so tired. Anyway, the point is, because of this project, I had those days, but it didn't continue into, a big abyss of non-practicing and shame like it always does, or it always has before. Instead, I can say that the longest period of time I went without practicing in February was only 4 days. And that's really not bad. It definitely feels physically like what a profound thought, the more you practice, the better you get. But really, it's almost more of a comfort thing than anything else. Like, you're just able to do more on the instrument right away because you were just doing it yesterday, and you were doing it the day before that, and the day before that, and the more of those streaks you accumulate, the better you feel in general about anything that's put in front of you. And the more days you don't do that, you lose a little bit every single day that you don't practice, which is part of the shame of like, oh, I should practice, but I don't have time, and what am I going to do? My life is over because I'm getting worse every day that I don't practice. So anyway, I'm proud of myself for doing this because it kept me going. And it made it so that I didn't give up on myself, and that I'm excited for next month, instead of looking at it like, oh, well, I failed for the whole year and I'm just going to give up on this project that I started. One of the things I'll admit that I was scared of was comparing this February to last February, which is part of the project, because the whole goal of this is to practice more, and I have statistics from last year which will get compared to statistics from this year, and I really went into this thinking like, oh, it's going to be an abysmal difference. That was the word in my head, was abysmal, which is so negative, but actually they weren't that different. Yes, February of 2018 was better, but only by 2 days and only by a few hours total. So I actually feel really good about that. And it's also a good reminder that our brains trick us all the time into just being so down on ourselves that we don't quite have an objective view about comparisons. And even if we do have an objective view, we still are like, oh, you're a failure for not doing every single day, or not doing as many days as last month, or not doing all the amount of days plus 1 day, or whatever. I'm glad that I got over my fear and decided to not give up and do this anyway. That's scratchy sound is supposed to be there. That is called solpont. So it goes from, like in the beginning, goes from normal, has an arrow to go to solpont, so that means I get closer to the bridge. That's solpont. And then it goes back and forth between that, so. One cellist doesn't want to just play loud, giant, easy chords like this one. Oh, right, and then the next one. But no one wants to play that chord because it's hard. Another one. And back to easy. Gotta practice that. Thank you so much for, if you watched this, thank you. If you watched the last one and this one, thank you so much. I'm very grateful that I did this. So, thank you for following along. Check out my website for the previous post if you haven't seen it in the journal section of my website. Check out the previous video if you haven't seen it yet. I'm a lot happier and less tired in that one. Thank you. Bye-bye.